Hello!
Hello!
I'm Epcase.
And I'm Odyssey.
And welcome to, finally, the contest announcement video where we reveal our 5 winners and the grand prize winner.
Indeed. It's going to be one hell of a video, and it's been very, very fun judging all of these, and thank you so much everyone for all of your entries. They were all fantastic.
They really, really were. It was very tough trying to cut them down to only 5. There are definitely a few that it's a real shame to be leaving out of our top 5, but we didn't have enough space.
Exactly, yeah. There are only 5 winners.
Exactly, so please don't be disappointed if you didn't make it into our 5. You were probably right there. We were probably judging you thinking, oh, I really want to put him in. But,
yes, tears were shed, blood everywhere.
Yes, there was a lot of blood.
But
so
yes.
yeah, the contest. We asked you to create an arena for our UHC server. We had a whole lot of rules. It had to be a specific size. It had to be, fitting within our arena walls and not obscuring them. And yeah, the winners get the prize of being invited to our very first UHC,
If they wish.
if they wish. That's the invite.
Yep.
That's the invite. Yes. And yes, the other thing is that they will all be included in an animated trailer advertising our UHC and specifically our arenas.
Indeed, and that is going to be made pretty
Pronto.
much entirely by Edcase.
Yes.
I doubt I'll be doing any of it. And yes, it's going to be very kind of interesting and a different kind of animation from anything that you've done before, isn't it?
Yep, very different, but it should look good. That's our hope. It's going to look good.
Yeah.
Which means, of course, that I'm going to need each of your skins, but I'm sure I can find those.
Yep.
All right. So are we going to check out our first winner?
Of course, in no particular order. Well, actually, in a very particular order.
This is in alphabetical order.
Yep.
We're going to go through all 5 of them, and then we're going to announce who the grand prize winner is. And the grand prize...
Ah, of course, the grand prize. We're going to use the arena that we liked the very, very most. We're going to use it as one of our own arenas in our UHC server.
Yep, so people will get to play on it and see it in probably our very first UHC.
Yep, most likely.
All right,
before the
so
beginning of the match.
Are you ready to zip inside?
Yes, let's zip inside.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go! Here we are.
Right, now.
This map was by Andrizzle, so congratulations, you are one of our winners.
Yep, Andrizzle, well done. This is a, did you just call it the Nether? I think it was just like the Nether map, wasn't it? And yeah, we really like this map. It's got a bit of everything, really. It's very kind of versatile. You can do whatever you want in it, really.
Exactly. Funnily enough, this is the very first one that we tested out.
Yeah.
Went on our judging spree. This is the first one, and we had a lot of fun in it. I love that it keeps to the aesthetic. It is a Nether map. And the thing about that is, if you're going around using flint and steel, then you can cast infinite fires everywhere, which is just a whole load of fun.
Yeah, that's of course one of the features of all of our UHC maps, is that it's not just bow and sword and you can't break or place blocks or interfere with the map. You can do whatever you want. It's basically like the real world. You're given lots of different tools, flint and steel, lava bucket, water bucket, do whatever you want. You're given blocks, you can build wherever you want, so it's a very nice kind of opportunity having all of this netherrack around.
Having these nether trees here kind of brings us more to the real UHC world, because obviously you will be having fights around trees and stuff. It happens often, so it's good to get some of that practice in.
Indeed.
Right away.
It provides a lot of cover, and it also provides a lot of variation.
Exactly.
Variability on the map.
Dynamicity. That's
exactly.
what it is. And of course it has these towers dotted around the map, all of different kind of sizes, and they provide kind of... It gives you the height advantage that you can fire down on people, but it also...
Well, yeah, but you're very vulnerable when you're going up it, and you can't really move around that much once you're at the top. There's only a limited area, which is nice. It's certainly not a fault of the map. It's a great thing, because it's kind of a risk-reward situation, really.
Exactly.
Choose to go up there and take the risk, or you can just stay and fight elsewhere.
Yeah, and also, of course, you can use blocks in this map, just like the real world, so you can kind of fort yourself in up there if you so choose. But then, of course, you've got a big space underneath you where people could be coming up. So yeah, that's very fun. We've also got a couple of underground places, which is very good.
Yep.
I'm just flying through one of them now. So there's the opportunity, 1, for underground fights, and 2, for sneaking up on people underground.
And for escape.
Escaping.
We've done that a couple of times, didn't we? While we were testing, we escaped dire circumstances just by running into the underground passageways that we really hadn't been in there before. So people were kind of not sure where we'd gone, or not sure whether they wanted to follow us, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And of course, we have the tree, the one vestige of the overworld that's been brought in here, and actually I did have a good moment around here as well, which I'm sure I'll be showing in the clips.
Yeah. Yes, I saw that moment. It was very funny.
This is a great map.
It is a great map.
We're very happy to say that Andrizzle is a winner.
Indeed.
So, if we want to fly through the art wall, we can get to the next one. So we can fly through once and be safe, probably.
Okay.
Through, yep. And we're about to reveal our second winner.
Well, hello there.
Wow. Wow. That was a wow and a well.
This is a very, very distinctive map. I can say that much. So
this map belongs to Burgasms. Yeah. For someone who is obviously a long-standing member of the UHC community, he definitely knows how to make a map that enhances and encourages lots of different types of PvP.
Yeah,
and that is what
probably the best thing about it. That's one of the main reasons that we wanted to use to play in this map.
Yeah,
and to have this map as a winner.
Exactly,
because it's just it's so flexible. You can do whatever you want, because obviously players have different kinds of playstyles. We've seen tons and tons of different playstyles in UHCs before, and it doesn't restrict you in any way whatsoever. That's the main thing that we found on this map. It's absolutely wonderful for doing whatever you want.
Yep. And the fact that there are 3 levels to it. You've got the water layer down below, you've got this wooden slab layer in the middle, and then on top, of course, you can get up onto these vines. It means that you're never kind of in a confined space, always running into people. You've kind of got all these different areas that you can go to, or escape to, or fire down from. So yeah, that's really nicely put together. And yeah, you can get lots of different vantage points on different people. Of course, if you end up down at the very bottom, you end up in the water, and what is it about water that we hate so much?
Shall I answer chronologically, or just don't go in the water? That's another thing I really like about this map. Is if it forces one thing, it forces you to be light and quick on your feet. Because if you get shot while you're going over one of these little kind of walkways that are very narrow, you can easily get shot into the water, and you need to act very fast if you want to escape with your life, because you're just a fish in a barrel if you're in the water. Yep. And people from above can shoot down on you very easily in this map. So yeah, it's a good thing, but it forces that. It forces intelligent play.
Exactly, and that's what we like. None of this just running in and meleeing people.
Exactly.
The other thing I actually really enjoyed about actually testing this map is that a whole load of these nether brick things ended up with tunnels through them, because anytime anyone falls into the water, the first thing they have to do is get to one of these things and generally dig in, because people will be firing down on them from above. which meant that you got all these tunnels that you could kind of run through or sneak up on people in, and
and it's one thing I really love is that it shows a history once you've finished playing on the map. That's what's really great about it, is you can see each fight in the terrain, which is really a really nice little addition. Yeah, it's obviously not the focus point of having a map like this, but it's just a very nice little touch. Like you said, it's kind of, it evolves over time because of these different ways of escaping and digging into the nether brick spheres and hemispheres. It's just very nice. And at the same, you can say the same for the walkways, because he's very intentionally broken up some of these walkways so that you can't actually get through anyway. You can go through certain ways until you've built along.
So you end up with these passageways that have been made over time as the PvP session continues.
Indeed.
And that is something I wanted to mention, is you of course got these ones up here as well, joining the giant vines. There was one deliberate moment, because he mentions in his video that he has done this deliberately, just splitting them up enough so that people will decide to join them. And I knew that I was going to do that. I had to. I was bridging across, and I just knew that you would be around to shoot me. So, yeah, very dangerous, but it just... I love the fact that you end up building the map as you play it.
Yeah, exactly. I remember one point while we were testing this map where we came up against each other and you started destroying some of this walkway to prevent from getting across.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that I love about maps like this. It's just the opportunities that it presents. The fact that it's not just opportunities in terms of strategy and play style, it's also in terms of what you can do to the terrain, what you can do with the map. It's great.
Yeah. Amazing. So, thank you very much, Bergasms. You are definitely one of our winners.
All right.
Moving on.
We are ready
to reveal map number 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh wow, I jumped
I'm in water!
Alrighty then.
So, this map.
Welcome to the ruins of New Londo. This is a map by Arrowhead Cobra. And, oh boy, is it great.
Yes. I just get rid of that.
What is that? What?
I was making a map of all the different sections, and I accidentally left a crafting table in the middle. Anyway, that wasn't any of his design.
Yeah,
so.
Map. How could you?
So, yes, this map belongs to Arrowhead Cobra, so congratulations, you are one of our winners. And there are a lot of fantastic things about this map. Firstly, it is a hectic map.
Oh yes.
When playing on this one, you are never, it seems, 5 steps away from another player, because it's just really, really fast. That's the thing. You're running along, you can get onto these roofs, and you just zip straight over them because of all the stairs.
Exactly.
And it just means you can keep on moving.
What's more, it's so flat. The entire map is just so flat, it's ridiculous. So you can see everyone. There's no real place to hide unless you dig in. Except this is a really interesting aspect of the map. You can have some sort of escape by actually going down into the water.
Indeed.
Because there are all these really interesting kind of, well, it's ruins, so you can escape through the kind of twisted remains of all these buildings.
Yeah.
But of course, it is water, so that's very dangerous, a very risky proposition.
You may well find yourself in deep water. I hate myself. Yeah, so very fast pace. But I think possibly the thing that really drew me to this map, the reason I loved it most, is that of course it is based on the map from
Dark Souls.
And yeah, so aesthetically it's just fantastic.
It is really nice. It's very cohesive, and it's actually taken the atmosphere from Dark Souls as well. I found, because I've played quite a lot of that game, and it's this map is perfect for what he was trying to do. And yeah, the atmosphere is great in this map. It does feel like sunken ruins, and it has this kind of negativity about it.
Yeah.
That actually turns out to be a great thing, a great aspect of the map.
Mm-hmm. Isn't the thing about Dark Souls that it's just incredibly difficult, but
Yes.
you feel really good when you achieve something and do
Pretty
something
much,
good?
yeah.
Because that, I feel, is what he's achieved here. Because you're constantly in danger, and if you manage to pull off some kind of ultimate execution where
And get away with your life.
and get away with it, you feel fantastic.
You really do.
But it
So,
is a
yeah.
very dangerous and fast-paced map.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah,
Just-
it's a great map. You can see the attention to detail, and you can see the effort that was taken to make this map. So it's really great.
it's very intricate. Yeah, lots of things going on, even though it's such a simple-looking map. That's an amazing thing. So yeah, we definitely really enjoyed playing this map.
Yep, and it definitely deserves to be in our top 5.
So well done, Cobra. Right,
Moving
on.
forth.
moving forth. Ha ha! I hate yourself.
Holy hell.
Wow. And from just talking about aesthetic, this map belongs to Fizz MC.
ZMC.
Fizzed MC. It belongs to Fizz, and my god, look at this map.
Yeah, it's astounding. It really kind of hits you in the face the moment you walk into this map. It looks so hectic and claustrophobic and
Intricate.
yeah.
And yeah, what it reminds me of, it takes me back to my childhood watching Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I don't know if you ever saw that or not, but there's this whole bit where they're all shrunk and they're in the garden and they're trying to make their way through all these kind of leaves, and the leaves are gigantic.
Yeah.
Leaves? Grass.
Yeah, grass.
And yeah, that's definitely what it feels like. I'm just going to go down and run through the map for a minute. Like, if I'm actually playing it, I'm on my feet. You run around and you forget that you're in kind of blades of grass, because all it is just like blocks everywhere and kind of obscuring the vision, and then you suddenly run into a little clearing like this, and if you want to get away, I can see like 10, 12, 100 different ways to go if I want to. And of course, with the whole building materials and being able to break things, you end up creating even more intricate pathways.
Yeah, I think the word I would use to describe this map is chaotic.
It is.
It's it's chaotic, and it's really interesting. There is a kind of an order though to this chaotic map, and it's very interesting because you can see the effort and the attention to detail. The fact that there are all of these pathways. Looking down upon this map, you'd think you won't be able to even move in this map, but there are all of these different pathways. There are so many ways that you can go, like you said. So many escape routes, so many ways of chasing someone, and if you see a name tag, you can go any number of different ways. And yeah, and those sunflowers.
Those sunflowers look
wow.
beautiful. They really, really do. And my god, these flowers all around and the mushrooms provide some good overhead kind of vantage point as well.
Yeah.
It's interesting. If you manage to get up here, you end up firing at gaps through the grass, because it's so hard to target someone, but no one can hit you.
Yeah, indeed. I remember trying to shoot up at you while you were up here. I was somewhere down here, was I?
Maybe.
And I tried to shoot, and the arrows just you can see
I would watch them slow down as they got closer and closer to me. I was like, nah, that's not going to hit.
Yeah. But it was equally very difficult for you to hit me, wasn't it?
It was, because you got so much cover down there.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's another thing that I love about this. You think this is water? Actually, no. It's water underneath glass, which means you've got this whole area that you can actually run around in, like a complete open space, where most of the map is well, that.
Yeah.
This is a completely different ball game.
Exactly.
You just, yeah. And
one thing I found when I was running around this area is that it's very obviously very open, especially compared to the rest of the map. But these little vines and lily pads provide just enough cover, and they're just close enough together that you don't feel like it's a completely boring, dull, flat expanse. So yeah, it provides lots of different opportunities. Again, I think that's one of the main criteria for getting on in the top 5 for us, is that it provides different opportunities.
Yeah. It's not only about aesthetic, it's about how playable it is as a map, and you know how many different choices you can make.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll tell you the thing that I thought about this map when I very first saw the video of it, is that I thought it would encourage melee. I thought that basically it wouldn't be a ranged map. But I'm pleased to say I'm definitely wrong about that. It gives you so much scope for using your bow, but in kind of close quarters. You find that some people will end up halfway up these blades of grass and will practically block themselves in, because you know it's just,
yeah, it's dangerous. There are so many ways you can get shot off or just die horribly.
Exactly. And then you'll be running around on the bottom, and then you can't get up to them because you've got so many blocks in your way, and there's no way of climbing up there. So you end up using your bow in close quarters. And yeah, there are 100 different situations where using your bow is actually a really good thing on this map.
Yeah, definitely. I used the bow far more than I used the sword in this when I was testing this map. And I feel like if I had used primarily my sword, I would have died many, many more times than I did.
It's like trying to... If you've got a sword, it's like trying to rush someone down a corridor and they're shooting you. You just can't do it.
Yeah, indeed.
So, yeah, this map looks beautiful, and
it plays very surprisingly well.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Fizz, for sending this in. We love it.
Yeah, we do, and it definitely deserves a spot in our top 5.
You are a winner. All right, moving on to our final one.
Indeed, I'm on the wrong
This
side.
No.
Wait for me. Alrighty.
Here we
We ended
are.
up exactly on the wall.
Yeah.
Nice.
This map belongs to Wingnut.
Indeed.
Wow, it's really, really nice. That's
Yeah.
what I want to say about it. It is really, really nice. The thing about it is that it's part of a real world, at least it looks like it. And that's really good for a kind of a UHC practice, because obviously you're going to be fighting in the real world.
Yeah, definitely.
So you've got all these kind of... It's not just a flat map.
Oh yes, there are many different aspects to it. I mean, obviously the grass spires up here and the walkways between them provide a very different level, and they provide a lot of vision, but at the cost of, well, when you're up here, especially on the walkways, it's very easy to get shot off, and unless you're very quick, you can save yourself in water. We've done that. We did that a few times. Well,
Yeah, but it's
difficult. And
it is difficult, and you're very high up, so
yeah, indeed.
you're going to be picking up speed on the way down.
What's more, once you're inside, you're kind of confined by the what do you call these? The cobblestone walls and the fences. So there's really not a lot. If there's a fight of two people, one person in one of the next to one tree and one person next to the other tree, then it's very difficult to move around. You're so confined in there. So it's there as an opportunity, but it also kind of encourages you to think a bit more outside the box, because if you just go down the pathways that are already there, then there's a chance you'll be in quite a lot of danger.
Indeed, yeah. I often found myself chopping down the trees just to give myself some more space up at the top.
Yeah, indeed.
So yeah, it's kind of, in a way, when you're up the top and you're out in the open air everywhere, you feel kind of claustrophobic because there's so little space to run around in up here that you think if anyone shoots at you, you're going to get shot.
Indeed.
You feel very enclosed. I just want to point out that the
oh God,
the best moment and the best addition to this map are these gates, and we had such a fantastic moment, which I'm so glad I have recorded.
It was fantastic. It was you that were already holed up inside one of these, and I decided to make my way across. I think it was on the other side of the map, actually.
Yeah, it was.
Or somewhere, I don't know. But I tried to get in through those fences, and you kept closing them, and I couldn't actually get through. I was trying to melee, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
One more reason why melee is a bad idea.
Exactly. So I was firing from behind the gates and then just closing them. It was hilarious. I'm definitely putting that clip in here. Yeah, and aesthetically, it looks really pretty and just natural, and yeah, that's something that I really like about this one.
Looks very neat, and it's just very nicely put together.
Yeah,
you can tell that a lot of kind of Minecraft craftsmanship has gone into this.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that is why we love this map. It's beautiful. It plays well. You've got all these different kind of layers, because even if you're on one of these spires, it doesn't mean you're on the highest one. Like, there's definitely a very high one over here that you can shoot down on people from, even if they're on a spire. There's a really low one down here, and then you have to make your way up all these ladders to get to the top one, and that's just dangerous.
Yes, indeed.
So once again, you've got that risk versus reward kind of thing going on.
Exactly, and it's not all about the grass spires either. I mean, if you want to stay entirely away from the grass spires and decide to climb up there, then you can still have a very decent fight below on the ground, because you've got all of these kind of gravel boulders around.
Yep.
Provide cover. You've got little bits of everything. You've got a little kind of water, a little oasis here. Some sand that you can use.
To use sand.
Yeah.
And the fact that the bottom of these are made out of dirt means that you can dig all the way through them and you get more pathways opening up as well.
Exactly, yeah. Yes, that definitely happened while we were testing as well. Yeah, so all in all, a fantastic map again, and definitely one of our 5 winners.
Yes, so thank you very much, Wingnut, and well done. And those are our 5.
Indeed.
So you will be invited to our first match, and your characters, your skins, will be used in the animation that we are making for our UHC casts.
So congratulations.
Congratulations.
They're all fantastic maps, and it was exceptionally difficult to try and find a winner.
It really was, going through all of them,
this.
and yeah, it took us a long time.
Yep. It took us a lot of kind of talking it through and not getting anywhere for ages.
Yeah, and then we both had different ideas about certain maps, and that is why that there are several that we really wish could have been in our top 5, because, you know, there were some kind of not exactly disagreements, but we had to really discuss it.
Yeah, indeed.
So
it was just different viewpoints on the same map, and it made it very difficult to decide.
Exactly. So yeah, please don't feel disappointed if you didn't make it into our top 5. I just want to reiterate that we loved so many of them, and we're really thankful that all of you sent them in. And yeah, thank you.
Okay.
But of course, the grand prize. Now, we've just been saying that we had a really tough time deciding on the 5. Well, the same could be said about deciding on our top prize winner. So there are in fact 2 winners. We just couldn't decide between them because they are both so good, but in so different ways.
Yeah, we spent like 2 hours, was it something like 2 hours,
probably,
trying to discuss just who to put forward in those two maps. But we couldn't. We just couldn't. We didn't want to. It was so difficult, and they're both fantastic. They are equally good. And
exactly.
They both deserve a spot in the grand prize.
Okay, so our first one, alphabetically, chosen because it is so diverse and it plays fantastically, and just, I think, so much experience has gone into the making of this map. I think you may have guessed it. Burgasms.
Yep.
Congratulations, you are one of our 2 grand prize winners, because this map...
It is incredible.
it it just works so well on so many different levels.
Yeah.
And there are 3.
we could not have had a grand prize without you.
What does that even mean?
But it's incredible. So much effort's gone into this.
Yeah.
And the best thing about it is that you can see the strategy and the thinking involved in the creation of this map.
Exactly.
It's perfect for a UHC map.
Mm-hmm.
You have to use every strategy at your disposal in order to survive.
Exactly.
In order to survive.
So yeah, it gets you really thinking on your feet, and which is exactly what you need to warm up for an actual UHC.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a really, really good map. And congratulations, you are a grand prize winner, which means we will be using this map.
Indeed, and we are very happy to do so.
Yes. So, moving on, our other grand prize winner, because not only does it look stunning, it also plays really, really, really well, is... Oh, God. Oh, I look downwards and it lags. It is so brilliant that it lags.
It breaks the game.
Fizz, this is just an immaculate map. I love the look of it. I mean, on a personal level, the fact that it has that whole nostalgia of bringing me back in time, the fact that it looks like so much effort must have been put into everything here.
We spent a little bit of time trying to figure out how you went about making this, and we'd be interested in hearing your thoughts on the matter, how you actually went about doing this, because it is incredible. And again, you can see the thought that went through it, even though it's very chaotic and it's very it's a single idea that's done very, very well.
Yeah.
You can see that there are so many different strategies available, and you can see the thought that went into making this map, that allows you to do all of these things.
Exactly. And there are so many different possibilities, like from both of you just running into each other without even noticing that you're about to run into each other because of the nature of this map. Also, you could both find yourself up on the flowers like we did, or fighting across two of the smaller flowers or something like that. And yeah, it's so diverse, it's beautiful, and it is thoroughly deserving.
Exceptional.
Of a grand prize. So Fizz, congratulations. We will be using this map. It is amazing.
Yep, it is absolutely fantastic. Well done.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that we were saying we used to describe decide, not describe, to decide which map or maps, as it turned out, got the grand prize. With a few of these maps, we thought they were very, very good. There are just a couple of things that we would tweak, a few things we would change. Mm-hmm. But there's nothing. This is perfect.
And
so,
yeah, we just couldn't decide between the two of these.
And it felt wrong to try, really.
It really did, because they're so different. How can you compare them? So yeah, both of you, congratulations. Thank you all very much for entering. we wish we had more space, and we wish we could have shown you a few more of our entries, because wow. If you look at the montages in between some of these sections, you will see some of the other ones that we looked through and judged. So yeah, they were amazing. And yeah, what a fantastic contest. It went on, judging it for longer than we wanted.
Yep, and we apologise for the wait. Blame education. Blame the government.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're very glad that we found these 5 winners and the 2 grand prize winners.
Yeah.
They are fantastic and well deserved, and thank you so much for putting the time in and creating these maps for us.
Yeah, thank you very much. And thank you very much for watching.
Indeed.
Until next contest. Oh god, no. Thank you very much for watching. I have been Ed Case.
I have been Oxy.
And we will see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.
We'll be watching.